special council meeting to order.
Just give me a minute for the YouTube to start.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good to go.
I'd like to call this special council meeting to order. Before I proceed any further, I want to acknowledge that the land upon which we're all situated throughout Fort Erie is the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, the Mississaugas, and the Anishinaabe people, many of whom continue to reside in our community and add to its richness and the life of our community. Madam Clerk, the roll call.
All members of council are present, your worship, with the exception of Councillor Butler.
Thank you. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest? There being none, then I will go to a consideration of bylaws, and Councillor Noyes, you have the resolution for first and second reading.
Thank you, Mayor Redekop. Move of myself and seconded by Councillor Dubanow that the bylaw package containing 100/2021 to amend zoning bylaw number 12990, 1485 Garrison Road, David French, agent, Fort Erie Hospitality Incorporated, in brackets Ray Gupta, owner. 101/2021 to authorize the entry into a memorandum of understanding between Fort Erie Hospitality Incorporated and the Corporation of the Town of Fort Erie, in brackets 1485 Garrison Road. 102/2021 to authorize the entry into a transfer payment agreement with Her Majesty the Queen in Redekop, Ontario, as represented by the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing under the Municipal Modernization Intake 2 program for $75,000. 103/2021 to authorize the entry into a transfer payment agreement with Her Majesty the Queen in Redekop, Ontario, as represented by the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing under the Municipal Modernization Intake 2 program for $50,000 is given first and second reading.
I note that Councillor Butler has joined us. So I'm going to call the question. All those in favor of the resolution for first and second reading of the bylaw package? Opposed? That is carried. Did we lose Councillor Lubberts?
No, he's there.
Okay, he's here. Okay, I see the full screen. Okay. So that bylaw package is on the floor then if anyone has any questions or comments. And I note, Madam Clerk, that there is a memo attached to bylaw 100, which provides some background with respect to the need to change the name of the applicant because of the newfound realization of who the true owner of the property is. And then a memo with respect to 101/2021, which highlights the modifications to the memorandum of understanding. Councillor Lubberts, you had your hand up.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Redekop. Bylaw 101, the memorandum of understanding, section 2.9. Is there a couple of zeros missing here on the penalty amount?
Well, 2.9, mine says $100,000, which was what we had agreed to. Does yours read that?
Can't hear you.
Does yours read 100,000, which is on my?
Yeah. Is that, I mean, when I look at what it's going to cost to put 107 rooms in Fort Erie, if these guys decide that they're not going to do it, I mean, it's going to cost a few $1 million to put in 107 rooms. And it'd be easy for the developer just to say, well, cheaper to give them $100,000 than spend the money on rooms. And I think maybe that $100,000 should be somewhat higher.
So Councillor Lubberts, that is the type of argument that should have been raised last week or when we first dealt with this. If you had an issue with the amount, it could have been raised last week. You've raised it now. The
I missed it
developer.
last week. I'm sorry.
Well,
I thought it was $1 million.
Then you didn't read the memo that I sent out either, which made reference to the amount. So what we agreed to was $100,000. Anything further, Councillor Lubberts?
No, I'm not going to support 100,000. That's what you have here is a memorandum of understanding that really doesn't carry any weight at all. If they can just decide, well, don't want to do it and give you $100,000 and we're out 107 rooms in the town of Fort Erie.
With 107 units for seniors residential living. In any event, this is, hear your argument. Hear your argument, and it's too bad you didn't raise it earlier. Councillor Noyes, you had your hand up?
Well, we can change it. We haven't,
You can move to amend it if you wish, Councillor Lubberts, and if you get a seconder, we'll vote on it.
yeah, I'd like to amend it
To what?
to a reasonable amount.
You have to name an amount.
Well, just my thinking that in order to build 107 rooms in Fort Erie, especially the way this memorandum reads, you can purchase other buildings and renovate them, expansions on other buildings. They're probably looking at a few $1 million. So if they put up $4 or $5 million, and when they're done building, they get their money back. If they don't get it built, then we'll have $5 million that we can build 107 rooms in Fort Erie ourselves.
So, Councillor Lubberts, you've moved to amend paragraph 2.9 of the memorandum of understanding. Please tell us what your proposed amendment is.
$5 million,
So instead of $100,000, $5 million.
yes.
Is there a seconder for that? No seconder. Anything further, Councillor Lubberts?
Nothing.
Councillor Noyes.
Thank you, Mayor Redekop. Just along the same lines, I thought it was a much better, much improved memorandum because initially it was only 10,000 is what was first recommended. So I thought the $100,000 was quite an achievement. So I will be supporting this.
Are there any other questions or comments with respect to the bylaws that are the bylaw package? If not, then Councillor Zanko, you have third and final. Councillor Lubberts.
Yes, thank you very much, Mayor Redekop. I guess maybe my question would go to Ms. Dolch. For $100,000, how many rooms can we accommodate in Fort Erie with $100,000?
Ms. Dolch, you can answer that if you believe
If
you
you
have the
know.
expertise.
Thank you, Your Worship. Through you to the councillor. I wouldn't be able to give you that answer, Councillor Lubberts. I don't have an expertise in commercial construction. I'd have to get guidance from the chief building official.
Councillor Lubberts.
Yeah, maybe Mr. Cook, you got a little experience in commercial.
To Your Worship, to the councillor, I have no idea how much that, how many rooms $100,000 would get you. Sorry.
Yeah, well, Mayor Redekop, I have quite a bit of experience in commercial buildings and
I don't think you're-
construction.
Yeah, I don't
And
think
I
you're an
can tell
expert.
you that you wouldn't build 5 rooms for $100,000 in Fort Erie. So I
Anything
don't
further,
know,
Council?
I don't know how we're gonna work this out. If this guy doesn't come through, we're gonna be out 107 rooms in Fort Erie.
So I guess the other perspective, Councillor Lubberts, is that we've got a 107 unit hotel sitting in Fort Erie right now, partially occupied for most of the year. And this developer is going to put in 107, I believe, or is going to turn those into 107 units for seniors residences, which is something that this community desperately requires. So what we're doing here is permitting the retrofitting of the Clarion, a hotel, which is partially used during the year, into a full-time residence for seniors. And we're receiving a commitment from that developer to build a hotel to replace the units, the hotel units that are being lost. And if the developer does it, great. And if not, it's $100,000 forfeiture. Either way, we win because we've got the seniors' residences. That's the way I look at it. I understand that you're looking at it from a different perspective, and that's fine. Anything further, Councillor Lubberts, before I go to third and final reading?
Yeah, but I think that when we were discussing agreeing with the change to a senior's home, and I'm pretty sure it was you that brought up the point that we were going to be losing these rooms. And this developer says that, well, we'll replace them for you. That's what the memorandum is saying, is they're going to replace these 107 rooms. So yes, we're going to have a seniors building, but they're agreeing to replacing what we're losing.
That's what they're doing.
For $100,000, that's all I'm saying. For $100,000, I don't know that you have much of a commitment to replace the 107 rooms.
Okay, so you've spoken on that. You moved an amendment. Nobody wanted to second it. Is there anything further on a different aspect of this MOU or any of the other bylaws in the package?
No.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, Councillor Zanko, would you proceed with third and final reading, please?
Yes, thank you. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Dubanow, that bylaws 100-2021, 101-2021, 102-2021, 103-2021 are given third and final reading to be signed by the mayor and the clerk under the corporate seal.
Are there any further questions or comments? All those in favor? None opposed, that is carried. Councillor Dubanow, you have first and second reading of the confirmatory bylaw.
Do, your worship. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Zanko, that bylaw 104-2021 to confirm the actions of council at its special council meeting held on August 30th, 2021 is given first and second reading.
Any questions? Sorry, all those in favor? All those in favor? Sorry about that. Opposed, if any? None. Councillor Butler, third and final reading, please.
Yes, can I ask Councillor Zanko if she'll be my seconder?
Of course.
Thank you. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Zanko that bylaw number 104-2021 is given third and final reading to be signed by the mayor and clerk under the corporate seal.
Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor? None opposed, that is carried. And Councillor Dubanow, the
As part of the evening. Thank you, your worship. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor McDermott, that council adjourns at 5:44 p.m. to reconvene into a regular meeting of council on September 20th, 2021.
All those in favor? That